This is the Queen's Mic.
Hey there, beautiful people, and welcome to the Queen's Mic, a space where bold voices take center stage and real conversations don't hold back. I am your host, Joy Mojisola Raimi, also known as Queen Tiwa, and each episode we spotlight powerful perspective, real stories, lessons, and ideas that inspire growth. And on this special episode, we have a very special guest.
Gagu.
TV host.
Hallelujah.
Actor.
Amen.
Writer.
Bring it on.
645K followers. 16 awards.
Woo.
Born without a stop button.
Now maybe that.
In the person of Denrele Edun. I call him Uncle D.
Which uncle?
The
Remove
love
this
of my
uncle.
life.
Remove uncle.
No, I will
Don't make
not.
me feel like an agbaya now.
No.
But hold on, no. I am going to be 45 in June, but I don't look a day over 30, and I'm not even aging, I'm marinating. I'm a recycled teenager, so just call me D. Remove the uncle. And let me just add one small jara. So, I have not updated my Wikipedia in years. I have on my mantle shelf right now, my mantelpiece, 106 awards. So that's 16. Just add 100.
Are you serious? Oh my God,
Yeah,
I feel bad.
No. That's the whole idea. The whole idea is the fact that at times some things can just be shrouded in mystery. So it's somewhere, I must have mentioned it somewhere, but then now I'm saying it officially on this show. In the new house that I just moved into, I have 106 plaques.
106,
yes.
guys.
So we have 90 on the shelf. The shelf no reach.
Chai.
But anyway, let's not digress.
Chai.
I'm honored to be here.
Oh.
Thank you for bringing me on your show.
Hey. We are so pleased. We are so delighted. We are so everything
Thank
for
you.
taking our invitation and coming as soon as you can. Thank you so much, Uncle D. So you cannot remove that from my mouth at this point. I'm sorry.
Hey, you said you could again. However, before Tiwa jumps right into the ministry, Queen Tiwa, put some respect. See, remember it, recite it, respect it. Put some respect on that name.
Clock it.
Tiwa,
Clock
we
it.
don't know ourselves, Titi.
Clock it.
So
guys, please, this is going to be a long one, but let me tell you something before we start. So Uncle D right here, he has been supporting me from day one. Ooh. From when I won Miss Port Harcourt City International. Yes. He said, this girl, you're going places. And I remember when I saw him at Look Fashion Week, and I told him, Uncle D, I'm prepping for Miss World Nigeria. By this time last year, I'm prepping for Miss World Nigeria. Uncle D did not even, he said, shh, you are the Miss World Nigeria, and he gave me the crown.
And I spiritually put the crown on her head. Ha!
Fast forward.
From my mouth to the universe.
Fast forward. What do you get?
Woo!
Miss World Nigeria. Period. So
baby.
Get you an Uncle D in your life.
To prophesy. I love it. So, but here's the thing. Even Erica in Lewedim, said the same thing. She said, get yourself a firm believer like Denrele. Even my friend, the only female who's ever won Big Brother Africa, Karen Ego, this is back in this is 2011. She went on Big Brother and won. Karen said, find yourself a firm believer, a support system, a lifeline like Denrele. So does this feel burdensome? It doesn't. I know that my calling on this earth was ordained by God. So I think I'm an earth angel. Yes. Because some people do some things to me.
Chai.
And I let it slide off me like baby oil on the stripper's pole.
Chai, don't worry. We're getting there.
We are getting, okay, we'll get there.
Okay, guys.
I'm so comfortable.
So, firstly, Uncle D, you were born in Hamburg, Germany.
Yes, Hamburg, Germany.
A Yoruba father.
Yes, so...
And an Indian Mauritian mother.
Yes.
Oh my God, that is a lot of origins.
I swear.
Growing up...
I'm nationality confused.
So growing up with that mix of identity,
yes,
which one did you feel most at home in, and when did Nigeria fully claim you?
Yes, I get that. That's a very beautiful question. That's like a $1 million question rolled into one. I've not really gotten any of the nationality questions or identity questions, but I did have identity crisis actually, which is really why, I'm honored to answer this question. Now, I was born in Hamburg, Germany. Till date, I even fought my father last week because my dad lives with me. I said, why did you bring us to Nigeria now? We have just stayed in the Hamburg, where I'll be a Bobo Big's boys. And I'll be in the weather, I'll be fresh, and I'll not be stressed. Because, living if you can survive in Nigeria, you can survive anywhere else in the world anyway. Anyway, let me not digress. So, By the time we moved to Nigeria, my dad had lost his dad. So he had to come home and pay his last respects. But my darling, the reality of the matter, when we came to Nigeria, my dad was driving a 604. And this is, I'm talking of the late 70s, early 80s, back in the day. A 604 was like, he brought it from Germany. Then in Nigeria, we only had 504 and 505. And my dad invested in a bakery. My mom wasn't working, you know, regular housewife. And she was just chilling, sweet Indian woman. Because my mom's dad is Indian. And her mom is from Mauritius, the beautiful island. Anyway, it was a reversal of fortunes. My dad lost everything. And we moved out of the palatable, prestigious duplex we're living in. We moved into an uncompleted building. I kid you not, this building had no doors or windows.
Oh my God.
And it was so hard for us to eat at the time. So there was a farm next door. So I would jump the fence, uproot cassava. We had boiled cassava for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Eventually, my mom just knew, and you said that's the thing about mothers. My mom, who's not a Nigerian, a normal foreigner, we just pack all our children and say,
you can't keep me here.
Let me try and see if I can speak like my mother. Pardon my French for this one. What am I doing with this man? This Nigerian man? Because my mother puts a lot of F. Pardon my French. You can bleep it.
Yes,
this Nigerian man bring me to suffer? Nay, I take my children away. But my mother did not. And that's why I respect her so much. And that's why I feel like I have her tenacity and her resilience. My mother picked up teaching jobs. Because my mother is multilingual. She speaks, you know, in Mauritius, the official language is French.
Okay.
But then because she has Indian blood, she speaks Hindu. And then because she also, you know, studied in Germany, my parents went in Germany, she speaks German. So what my mother decided to do was, not all solo. So she started approaching primary school saying that she was a language teacher. So she started teaching French and German together. She had no certification in teaching. She had no background experience in like being an educationist. And that's how we're able to put money together and move into a, you know, like a 3-bedroom apartment. We stayed, the landlord was on top, we're downstairs. My mother, whilst we're there, met this lady who was from, where did Banga originate from? Banga.
It's Delta.
So there was this Delta Urobo lady. Yes, she lived next door. So my mom learned how to make banga and starch. Indian woman, no. My mother would pound the palm kernels. It was one of the favorite things that she could cook. She also learned how to make ogbono and ugu together.
Wow.
You know, she married Yoruba man. And she got, but you know, so at that time, I associated or I resonated more with my mom's identity because my mom would go to Indian carnivals, you know, and here's what my mom did. This is to tell you that mothers, don't play. My mother, who's a foreigner in a land where she knows nobody, decided to find the Indian community. And guess what she did with that Indian community? She was able to get my dad a job in like a very big food establishment that was owned by Indians.
Oh my God. So resilient.
And you're really giving me nostalgia with that.
Oh my God.
So now, my dad starts working in different places, you know. My mom, you know, things are going well. And then it got to a point when I had to go and get into secondary school. It was so hard for me to do my, you know, seniors. I mean, how do we call it? Primary school. Primary school, living school, certificates.
Yes.
So I did all my exams and then I got admission into St. Gregory's College in Obalende. At the time, it was a public school, not a missionary school. So I had to now go and live with an uncle in Yaba. And this uncle of mine had stayed with my dad in Germany. So when I got to that house, I was the helper, errand boy, houseboy, cleaner. And then they had a son that was in command in one of these states in Ibadan. So that one, when they beat him in school, he will now come back and use me to do transfer of aggression. I did all the corporal punishments you could think of. But let me not digress. It was when I started living in my uncle's house that I realized that I was a Yoruba boy.
I know.
Because you see, the Nigerian in me, my body, they hot, but in a good way. And I like the fact that I have a mix of both cultures. So it took a while before I could now go to, I actually went to Mauritius last year for the first time for Chude. Of course, you know Chude.
Yes, I know Chude.
Yes, Chude, he's 40th. And we all came together, all his friends. We surprised him. This one,
it was a birthday trip.
I just said to myself that this would be the time to meet my mom's family. So I bought my ticket, myself and Wale, we booked, because we're staying in a 7-star resort, it's Tuesday now. So we spent our money well. He wanted to let his friends know that we will go spend una money for me. And then when the celebration was over, I reached out to my mom's family. And for the first time, I saw my grandma. She just clocked 90 this year. I saw her last year. She clocked 90 in January. You know, I met my cousins. I saw my niece and nephew.
Really?
It was heartwarming. When I called my sister on video, my younger sister, she was crying. So where do I resonate most now? Which identity? I'm Nigerian. 100% authentically, organically, Niger. I
Definitely.
mean, even a Ras boy. I mean, local champion.
Wait, Uncle D, do you even think that we even allow you
to
say
enter all
that
those flips?
you resonated more with,
No.
You know how Nigerians can be.
I be champion. I say, Piper, a black boy, how you sing that song? I am a whole champion.
Hey, get there.
He said, I be serious. And then I grew up in Ibutimeta.
Hey.
That's another. So by the time my parents, we moved to our family house, you see that my uncle's house we're in, it was like, I now moved from fry pan to fire. Because we now moved into our family house with, my late grandma, my cousins. And I'm talking about cousins who are my dad's. I want you to get this family tree well.
Yes.
My dad's older brother's children. Oh, the most hateful people I'd ever seen in my life. They made our life a living hell. But let me tell you who they underestimated. They made our lives a living hell so much, but they underestimated my mother. They thought because she's a foreigner, they wanted to chance my mother. My mama, Indian winch. On top of that, she was not going to MFM at the time. She was a prayer warrior. I remember the first time I followed her to MFM, the pastor just hit me and said, sister, next time you come to church, cover your hair. My mother beats me from the church to Yaba. You see what I told you? Cut your hair, you boy.
Wow.
This is us coming from church. She still puts F. Anyway, let me not digress. So I grew up in this house, and I just said to myself, why am I here? Why do I have to go through these things? My raffia on my head is just doing shingling.
We love
it's
the
giving
background
soundtrack.
sound. We love it.
So it's a reminder of, I'll tell you. This is a reminder of the era in my life, growing up in my family house, when I slept on the mats. Because we lived in a room. The room we lived in, my mom, my dad, and my sisters, was just this size. Not this full size, just this size. And,
serious?
I was sharing something about how they used to lock the toilet and bathroom. So I used to do my business in a nylon, and there was an uncompleted building next. I'll throw it there. But then they now open church. They threw it back. One day like this, they all throw the thing back. I say, hey! So I used to scale the window. We grew up in a house where my mother could be cooking soup because the kitchen is like away from the house. It's at the backyard. So maybe she runs to the room to get some. Before you come back, you see pelebe inside. And I mean like phlegm inside the soup. It's turning around.
Jesus.
But my mother fought back. But anyway, that's the house I grew up in. And then my sisters, at the time, they were very young. So with my youngest sister was the one who started, she started sprouting, instruments of confusion. And they already labeled her enemy a prostitute. She was just 11, no.
Just 11, Uncle D. This is a very, very interesting background.
I'm not even started, but I'm just giving you...
very interesting background.
I'm just giving you a little bit of the backstory because, I didn't have it easy. And that's how I could resonate with the Nigerian in me. But I also would say that my resilience also comes from my mom's... I got that from my mom. My mom is a fighter, My dad is more chilled, so... my dad, I think that's why I even get a bit of my forgiving, chilled side because his nephews and nieces were treating his children like this. When my father was on, and my papa all well, so my mother was the fighter and the one who was just, she was very protective.
Yes.
That veil of protection is, I can tell that it's my mother's strength.
Yes.
Her prayers, because even in the industry I'm in, I've gotten a lot of basketballs, plenty.
Yes.
My mother's prayers are what's keeping me standing solidly today.
We're getting to that.
You can't push a bad down. I'm a bad bitch like that.
We're getting to that. I trust
I am very 110%, 110 at that.
Yes.
I am your quintessential, authentic, hustling Nigerian.
Period.
That.
And I must say, I love the Indian, the Mauritius, and the Nigeria. That's a dangerous
The
combo.
German, German self.
The German joined too.
For me, German passport, I still get my German passport, but it's all right.
That's a very dangerous combo.
I just wish that, I think maybe if, with my mentality right now, if I was the one who has a child, that I had in Germany, came to Nigeria, I would have, but my parents didn't, know all of this at the time. My dad was going through a lot. Now, at this age, I can understand, because my dad had me when he was 40. My dad was married before to a German lady, but she fell down. I think she had an accident, she broke her neck, she passed away. So when he met my mom was a lot younger, so my dad had me, because my dad is going to be 85 this year, and I'm going to be 45 this year, so you can do the math. No, make una no ask me where I never marry, where I never get picky. I beg. Maybe for this present administration.
Please.
I am taking care of the little children inside me. I'm still a little kid.
Hold it.
Please, make una rest. Make una don't mount pressure on me.
Okay, so let's move forward.
Bring it on.
So your father...
Yes.
Speaking about your father.
Yes.
Your father was a DJ in Germany.
Yes, he was.
music and entertainment was literally in your house from birth.
Preach.
So did you ever feel like you had a choice, or was this always your destiny? Did you feel like I could do something else, or you just felt like, since my dad is a DJ, this is an entertainment house, and let me just go into that?
So you see, my dad, you know how it is when Nigerians go to European countries, or you go to the States, or you greener pastures, you multitask, you do as many jobs as you can.
Yes.
So my dad officially read food technology. This is the crazy part of. So it's what you might say as a baker, or like, but for my dad then it was food technology. So my dad worked in a lot of restaurants, he was in charge of fine dining. He was not a chef, but he was in charge of like pastries and whatnot. So at night he DJ'd in all the underground clubs. So coming back to Nigeria, he brought all his vinyls. And then growing up, there was this group that I was fascinated by, Boney M. They were the ones that sang Brown Girl in the Ring. There was a song called Daddy Cool. And there was a guy in Boney M, very eccentric, the way he used to dance. She's crazy like a fool. Later on I grew up, years after we understood that he was just miming, he was not the one singing. But I saw all these vinyls and I was like, ah. So I was, very exposed to the world of European music at a very young age. That was like my sweet escape. Because again, when I was in primary school, I was very different. I was the one with the longest coily hair. I felt like I did not necessarily fit in. So my sweet escape at the time, or I'll say my sentimental prison, was playing these vinyls on my dad's turntable, And I played all kinds of music, Halle Belafonte, Gloria Gaynor, Whitney Houston, Boney M especially. You see that Boney M, that guy in Boney M, Bobby Farrell, God bless his soul. The Gibson brothers, the list is endless.
Really?
Ebenezer Obey, Fela Kuti. My dad had all his vinyls. So that kind of just exposed me to, like a very quirky, unconventional world. I didn't know what world it was, and I didn't know that I was going to now go into that world professionally. However, I'd always wanted to, everybody would just tell me, family members, and then my parents would say, this boy should be a lawyer, because I could talk myself out of any situation.
I know.
Yes, I did talk for Africa.
I know.
If you now tell me, I'm going to class today, and then on assembly ground, Denrele, what's wrong with you? I'll just tell them, I have a myoclonic twitch. Everybody will start Googling.
Oh my
Wait
God.
till me that. Because I could read, I always read everything I could lay my hands on. So I always came up with the most absurd things, terminologies. Is it what to the myoclonic twitch? I
can imagine.
However, I could talk myself out of any situation. I just thought it would be law. But then, by the time I now got to secondary school, still, I didn't know what it was. I was living in my uncle's house. I didn't have time to. It was when I was in SS1, and this was in 1994. Where were you in 1994? Don't, it's not. I know I never going, don't worry. It was in 1994 I got my first break on TV. And that was on, it was, a lot of people don't know. You see, the thing is that, I will say this officially on the Queen's mic.
Oh,
that
we love
my portfolio of work, I believe, I know it's not that I believe,
yes,
it's the most underappreciated, undervalued, not even utilized, because now me they utilize them well, but it's, people don't put respect on that name because you don't even know my story. You know my name, but you don't know my story.
Yes.
You see what I do, but you don't know what I've gone through.
Yes.
I would always say this, I revolutionized the red carpet culture and media VJing in this country. Well, let me not digress. Let's not go there. So, getting on professional TV at a young age, in 1994, I didn't have any background experience in acting. My first paycheck was 150 naira. Yes, that's what they paid me for acting wakapas. But then eventually, like months after I landed a lead role. And my lead role, it's crazy. And this is like nostalgia. The role I played on Kid Vision 101 on NTA Network,
yes,
I played a reporter, a journalist. I didn't know that I would come into media later on in my life.
I know.
See, but then I was a loquacious journalist who was always ready to get the news, because it was like a newsroom built, and it was to mirror the travails of working at, a television, working in the media company. I don't want to use the name.
Yes.
But I was young, so I didn't know what it was, but I was just taking on the roles.
Yes.
And why they liked me was that if someone doesn't come on set today, I could learn everybody's lines in 30 seconds. I was that fast.
Shit.
My brain did here.
Wow.
So they now increased my money from that 150 naira to 800 naira. So I was earning 800 naira per episode. We have 4 Mondays in a month. That was 3,200 naira from 94, 95, 96. 97, I graduated from secondary school. I took a teaching job. I taught for a year to make money so I could get into Unilag in 1998. So let's just say that right from time, don't they also?
It's been there.
He did, yes.
It's been there.
All thanks to my mama.
No two ways about it.
Yeah.
So, Kadeem, you started at age 11. That's why I said we're getting there.
You are getting there.
You started at age 11 on NTA's Kiddies Vision.
Yes.
101.
Woo! Yes.
What do you remember about being that little kid on TV? Were you nervous for the first time you stepped in? Were you nervous, or did you just walk in and own it like, oh, the
Are you sure you were not spiritually present? Because when I got there, growing up, I mean, because, like I said, I grew up in a family house, so we're always silenced. So I just always felt like, make a note of. But, when I got there were other students from different secondary schools. Everybody was, they were all showing themselves. So I said, wait, make people like me go show myself. So I was making noise. I'm a noise maker. And then the producer comes in, and then she looks. Our wonderful Abike Dabiri at the time was on Newsline, on NTA network, so she just came, please, boy, stop making us. I didn't even know who she was. I mean, my honorable. And then
shout out.
The producer comes in and says, you that you're making us, come. And they gave me a script to read. Me. Where they read anything for Africa? I read it flawlessly and effortlessly.
Hi.
She looked at me again, said, turn 5 pages more, read. I read everything. Now, they just said, okay, we found the person, when everybody can go. So it was a role for new producers that were coming into the newsroom. Now, here's the mistake I made. They gave me the script. I went and learned the entire script. I didn't know I was supposed to learn only my parts. So imagine I'll be backstage as they're shooting. Somebody makes a mistake. I'll say, no, that's the wrong line. I will say, shh, silence on set. I said, what is silence on set? What? Let's just say that got me, it landed me a lot of roles. Now, what it also helped me with, other productions that were running on NT at the time wanted me on board, but they didn't want to let go of me. They said, no, this day is not going in, now this Kivishan go there. Then TV Guide, it's like the equivalent of DSTV Guide. When you go to hotels, you see DSTV Guide.
Yes.
So we had TV Guide for all the shows on Nigerian terrestrial television at the time. They now called me and said they wanted to do a shoot with me. They even used one small Polaroid camera. They just snapped. They said I should stand there. Stand, go back, chakam. And when I saw the cover, I saw the magazine like a month after. Regina Askia was on the top. Regina Askia had, was doing a show called Fortunes at the time. Mega Fortunes. So, she was a celebrated actress. She was on top. There were other stars. They now put me in the middle. They now wrote veteran kid actor. I will not lie.
Period.
I bought all the publications I could find of that TV Guide. Took it to school. I go buga, say, hey, maybe this. So when I look at it then, Kid Vision 101 was, and it gave me a lot of leverage. And the kind of leverage I'm talking about, that's why I always tell people that I started my hustle way before the advent of the internet. Internet, no, that time.
Yes.
So the visibility we got was you had to be on screen and on soft sale, like magazine covers or inside the publications. So when I'm walking on the streets, people will stop me. Hey, come. Are you not that boy on Kid Vision 1? No. They'll say, are you the one on Kid Vision 1? And I'll say, yes. Then the next question they will ask, are you a boy or a girl? Which one you be? I'll say, I'm a boy, you, eh? And then if their parents who are, with their head, they correct. Come, let me give you something, So people used to dash me money on the street.
Yeah.
I'll go to the market. My mother will send me to Yaba. My mother did not care whether I'm Kini Vision. Go to Yaba market, go and buy me the rika of rice and come back here with the Chris. So people would always stop me. At times I'll get things for free. I was recognized. Parents always tell their children, if they're with the church, see your mate. I was popular in school, in secondary school. I got things for free, of course. And it was something to look forward to.
Yes.
I just did not know that it was building something more permanent to come, or like a platform, leverage, mileage. I didn't know what it was, but I was doing it for the fun of it. And I remember one night where, we usually shoot till late. So we have to, when I leave school closes at 2:10. And then from Mobile India, I'll quickly get to VI, like 3 o'clock. And then we shoot till like maybe midnight. And then we have to get, and then no get moto, na so na boss. So we have to move from VI to Obalende to Yaba. I remember one time we were attacked by armed robbers. We had to run on the bridge. And then I was holding the other big Kid Vision 101 girls. They were crying. I said, hey, Chineke, me this hustle. I couldn't tell my parents that so that they would not stop me from doing it.
Yes.
But it was wonderful for me. And then by the time here's the thing. People thought that I would not do well in my exams because, I was very enamored with Kid Vision 101. Kini, I had one of the best results in 1997. Wow. Here's the crazy thing. This is funny. We never had a literature teacher in secondary school, but I knew literature is my,
Yes.
Well, everybody knew I was the best in literature. So if you go and look at our results, when they pasted it, you just see 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 8, 9, 9, 9, 1. Who got A1? Then the person that now sat beside me that dubbed me well got a C4. You know, then it was always A1 to 3, C4 to 6. So I did well in literature, and I just realized that the arts, it has to be the arts. I had to be in the creative. When I left secondary school, I took up a teaching job. Let me tell you who one of my students was. Do you know Dr. Joro Lumofin on Instagram? He's like an online therapist where people said, the things people send to him are very absurd. Oh, I'm married to a man that is sleeping with my neighbor and something. Joro Lumofin's mom owned the school I taught in. He was one of my students. There's a footballer who is so successful now, Larry Kende. We used to call him Eleshe because he did beat person for class and I used to beat him back. Beat him well.
Was also your student?
It was one of my students. You know, so I run into a lot of them now. They message me, Uncle, I'm doing well. I'm in America now. I'm in the UK. You were my teacher. So it's beautiful to see that, you know, I was instrumental to their success story. But then by the time I taught for a year, I now gained admission into uni like in 1998. Now, wow. I be OG before IG, with plenty OT before IT. Somebody called me old taker on Twitter recently. I said, hey, this old taker is not slowing down anytime soon. Okay, sorry. You know me say my blood is hot. It's because you called me now.
We're getting there.
Okay, we are getting there.
In other words, you were never scared. You just, there was just this spark.
I would calm it down. But here's the thing. It was the creative space that welcomed my unapologeticness. Was when I was going home, I always dreaded it because I was going to a house that was chaotic. It was like a tsunami, plenty pandemonium, and I knew it was a house that I was not welcome in. I knew. So my prayer at the time, and I think it was one of the reasons why God was propelling me to work so hard, was that God knew that I was going to be the child that was going to be the defining factor to change my family's narrative. Erase that poverty, erase whatever it was, and take my family to the next level. So that's why he made me a headliner. But me, I was just working, and I was making, and I didn't have an account at the time, so I had to use my dad's account. They were paying
to your dad.
To my, now, in one day, I said, I wanted to do Valentine. There was one girl I liked in Evadilaja, so I wanted to take her out, get CHS. We used to call it CHS, car hire service. I wanted to rent a 504, drive to her school, pick her up, take her to Mr. Biggs. When my father asked me, there is no money. I said, all my money. I mean, my father for that day, I gave it to him hot. I could get
he would say, all the food you've been eating in this house, all the clothes you've been wearing.
My father is not one of those people that can. No, my mother can do that.
Yes.
My dad was just quiet. He shall let me rant because he knew that he had touched my money. I don't know what he did with my money though. But anyway, I would just say that it prepared me for the world out there. And when I knew that my mother was so stressed, I just said to myself, you know, and my mom, I could see it. My mother was going through a lot. So I just said, you know what, Mama, you need to go home. I'll take it from here. So my mother left like in the early 2000s. She went to Mauritius, but now she lives in Ireland. She lives in Dublin, Ireland now. And I just said to myself, oh yeah, my siblings, now me go face sooner.
Yes.
My dad already had retired, you know, and then we couldn't be battling all these people in the house every time. So I just knew that my sisters were going to be my priority, and that's why we're all very close. They've always been my priority from day one, you know, but then still, my family, other members made me feel like shit every time. They would always say, you're dressing like this, so they'll discover. They will never discover you. You're a disgrace to this family. And we went to a family church down the road. Every day they are excommunicating me from the church. The pastor, reverend will announce, Denrele Edun, leave this church now. I'll say, hey, I will stand up. And then I was in the choir because my dad was, you know, like a worker in the church, so he was in the choir. So and every Sunday after service, they would just call my father into the reverend's room.
Yes.
Alaba. That's your picking on the. But here's the thing. That's why I respect my dad, and that's why my dad stays with me till date. My dad will come home and not a regular Yoruba man.
Yeah.
Will come home and give his child first 10 backhand slap that would deafen him to correct that thing where they do you, he go correct, he go give you sense out of your nonsense. But my dad will come and will laugh about it. My dad will go to the market, buy me pins, because he knew I love pins to design my outfits. Yes. So I give. And maybe because my dad had a bit of European influence, you know, say he did Germany. So he just know say, he just look and say, this Peking. So my mother thought I would grow tired of it. And my father was looking at me, maybe, we don't know where he's going with this. But then, look at us now.
But then,
first thing I did was the moment my grandma passed and they were fighting over the family house, you know, they were even breaking the roof on my father while he was in the house. I just said, now is the time to act. I carry everybody. And now, we're living majestically. Say, I told you that I lived in a room the size of a matchbox.
Yes.
My room, my darling, is the entire size of this.
Oh my God.
Not this studio, the entire size of this office.
Hey.
Plus, back then I had only 2 shirts and 3 jeans. Now, They see clothes, I don't even know which one to wear.
Can you hear
But I am not ungrateful.
Yes.
I wake up every morning, I look in front of me. My father is in his room, my sisters are in their rooms. Everyone is... I live in a house that is... I can't believe it. It's a 4-story building.
Beautiful.
I can't believe it. How did I get here? You know?
Uncle D, that shows resilience.
Thank you.
Because you know that there are some people that will start off like that or be a star on a kiddie show and they will fall off. Do you know that?
Because when you look at it, I would even get to that part as we unfold. I'll get to the parts where, you know, I even worked with a music channel and then you will say, where's everybody now?
Yeah.
You know, but I would just always say this, that I am, you know, not, I was about to say old taker. I'll be OG before IG.
Yes.
You cannot hold me down. The industry has tried me in several ways.
I know.
You know, even I'm one of those people who would go into a room filled with opportunities. Before they even talk about me, I'm calling out people's names. I'm very instrumental to a lot of success stories. But ain't nobody gonna do that my way. Once they mentioned that one, no, let's not have him on this.
Really?
But I know that people do that. No. I feel that they do it from a place of, it's a complex.
Yes.
We know that he will come and steal the show.
Yes,
we know that we are intimidated by his presence and his larger-than-life persona, his flamboyance, his outlandishness.
Yes.
No, he must not come here, but guess what? What's his mind will always be mine because he always comes back into my lap.
Period.
Right on my lap.
Clock it.
Clock it, baby.
What is yours will always be yours.
Yes.
No matter whatever, it will always come back to you. And you're such an inspiration to me.
Thank
Uncle
you.
D. You've never dimmed your light. And whenever I look at you, I'm like, why? Like, why are you trying to like water down yourself? You know, are you not seeing? Like, just be who you are. Just be who you are. They can catch fire for all the.
So go and jump over South Mainland Bridge for all I care. Una they craze. I go on an eye. Anyway, that's it. Well, I can't even waste my fingers on that. Now, carry your wish and go.
Okay, so Uncle D, you said in interviews that your 2-decade career is underrated.
Yes, it is.
That you pioneered red carpet. We just touched on that is now culture in Nigeria, and it still goes unappreciated.
Yes.
Say what you need to say about this with no filter. Oh, definitely, Uncle D doesn't have a filter. So
I don't.
Just say what you have to say.
As real as you can be.
And
now,
Uncle D, before you start,
drop it like it's hot.
Me.
Ha!
Denrele Edun is very underrated, and he is the one that pioneered red carpet in Nigeria as a star. I don't care what anyone thinks. That's the truth. And it's high time we start giving him his flowers. And I know there are a couple of people that are giving him his flowers, but guys, everybody needs to clock in. Clock in. I don't know the delusion you guys are on.
Queen Tiwa, you have spoken. You see, that's why I love the Queen Tiwa, because as I said earlier, MIC, majesty in conversation. M for mission, I for inspiration, C for culture. We are talking things here. I'm just loving it. Now, I would say that it's 3 decades of hard work, more than 3 decades, 3 decades plus. Because I started out, like I said, professionally in 1994. You know, it was 1993, but professionally I went on my first show in 1994. Now, I feel like my work is undervalued, underappreciated, my portfolio of work, my pedigree. And it's because I'm accessible.
Yes.
You know, people can say that nonsense to me. If I wanted to act like some people that just give that air of mystery about them, they put on this, you know, je ne sais quoi. You can't see them anywhere. You can't even have their number. Before you call them, you speak to 10 people. Nah, that's not my calling.
That's
Why?
not you.
People did not really help me on my way up, except for people that gave me chances. And that's why I would always, in my own way, elevate people as much as I can. And I think that's what my calling is, to be very instrumental to people's success stories. Because people ask me, so what kind of legacy are you leaving behind? There is nobody in the creative stratosphere or in the creative ecosystem that does not have a story with me. Go and ask outside.
Go and ask. Go and ask.
There is nobody. Everybody has a Denrele story.
Yes.
All your OGs, or let me put it this way, all your faves, Denrele put them on.
Yes.
There is a Denrele story
yes.
with people.
I agree.
And I will give you some examples. I'll just say just one so that we don't, you know, stretch it and let me not toot my horn too much. But is there anything I can do about it? Nigeria will always be Nigeria.
Yes.
When Nigerians don't understand something because it's larger than life, you know, Nigerians were conservative in our own way. But when we see something that is a bit too much, but then Nigerians are beginning to pause now and understand this was what this person was trying to do.
Yes.
And he did it in the era of no internet and no digital media.
Yes.
That's the hardest thing to pull off.
Yes.
Because you see, now you have keypad warriors. They will go online and go type, curse your mama, curse your papa, see this son, see a CB. But then guess what? they are doing it from the comfort of their houses.
Yes.
You are in your house, you are reading. My own was not like that. People used to jack me on the streets. As I could be standing at the bus stop, somebody will park, they'll come down, come here. Why are you dressed like this? Come here.
Can you imagine?
You know, if I enter buses then, because I didn't have a car, everybody will rush out to the bus. Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Yeah. And then me and drivers and conductors now fight with the fight. At times, they could stop in the middle of Third Mainland with bonnet. You are scaring my passengers, you know. So I had to do a lot of trekking because I had to trek. And now Lagos is synonymous with traffic. So, you know, as a Nigerian, you are in your car, you don't have AC. You are angry with the world. You are hot, you are in traffic. Then you now see somebody passing beside you that you don't understand who the person is. You go cause them now.
Yes, though.
So now, because I was trekking, I got it a lot from people on the road. See this. So the church, they will excommunicate me from the church. I'm walking on the road. They are harassing me. I'm getting into my house. My family members are fighting, screaming at me all day, every day. You know, it was a lot for me at that young age.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I refuse to let it deter me or bring me down.
Yeah.
If I did, heaven knows, I would be a teacher. Because, I always said if I wasn't doing entertainment, I'll definitely be a teacher somewhere.
Really?
Yes, I studied English education in school. Me and Linda Ikeji. That's why we're best friends in school. Linda then was a popular model, so I was going to do a modeling. And then, here's the crazy part. I wrote all my tests and exams out of the class. If a class is at 8 a.m., I'm seated in the middle of the class, not in front, so 7:45. Lecturers will come in, they'll just look. Once they see me, you, out! So everything I wrote by the window.
Oh my God.
And I'm writing for Linda, I'm writing for myself. Let me not get to that because, at the time, Linda was like a very popular model. She was getting all the editorials and commercials.
Yeah.
So Linda would just, I didn't have small Nokia 3310. She messaged me, help me write. I'm writing 2 papers. I have to quickly give it to somebody to help me submit because they will not let me in. It was crazy. And for me to have studied English education and survived, when I was graduating, I had to write like 4 projects. I remember I brought my father to come and beg one of the lecturers. The way the lecturer insulted my father.
Jesus.
I couldn't do anything about it. I felt strapped because I could have fought. Oh, but wait, my darling, I had my pound of flesh now.
I know now.
The mother came to an event I was hosting. And she was guest of honor. She now sat. Mukoko Buno.
Jesus.
But I did very sweet. She left the show.
I know.
I said, what do you want to do? We don't get you
I trust you. Come now.
See you now. You want to stand up to talk now. You they hold, then put NSC for your front, but your mouth they smell of Zubo. Hey! I said, we are not in Unilag. What do you want to do? Anyway, don't mind. I was just being arranged that day. However, I would say that it's been a crazy journey to get here. Do I feel like my body of work or portfolio of work is undermined?
Yes.
Maybe at that time, maybe in my 30s, I felt a certain type of way because I've been compared to all kinds of people. People forget that I am a media practitioner. I'm a media OG. I started out as a kid actor. From acting, I used to dance. I used to dance at the shrine. I used to dance for Fela Kuti. Where I've also see you. In the night, I'm in the cage dancing.
Period.
People will not be wondering, boy, I've been again. Which one? I shall not say, when I dance, I go collect money. So I danced.
But how do you feel now?
Oh, yeah, I did everything. I even used to dance for a live band. The band was called the Iroko Band, and it was owned by one of the pioneers of film in this country, Dr. Ola Balogun. Google that name. After Sir Herbert Ogunde. Ola Balogun is a respected filmmaker. Now, I remember one time we went all the way to Alagbado to AIT to go and do a performance. He now puts all the equipment in this small Range Rover he had. That's our old Land Rover. Then the backup singers, they're girls, they had to sit in front. I hung at the back of the Jeep, this car.
Hey.
I hung at night, and we drove from Alagbado to Fade. And Baba was sleeping on the steering wheel. I don't tire. I go bang the roof of the car. Doctor, wake up! Oh, hey, because Jesus, I know one problem. I'm big because I was hanging at the back. Like, you know how conductors hang?
Yes.
I hang, which I never do.
We need to act out your life
Sweetheart,
story.
I don't, yes.
We do.
A book do. I'm doing a book, so that is going to chronicle my life. Because you see, like I said, I had no guidance at the time. I was just doing art for art's sake. Did I make money at that time? They were giving me peanuts, but I just wanted to, give myself visibility. And I think that has what had led to now.
Yes.
What work who didn't I dance for? It will shock you. Back then, I danced for Rugged Man, 2 Shots. If you remember 2 Shots, Steve, Ole, carry and go.
Yes.
2 Shots. I've danced for Jasmine Olofin. At a point, when Kafi now started to say, this Kafi girl has come, I mean, she rest with her. Calm down. We all knew each other. And then Linda Ikeji started a modeling agency. So Laura Ikeji was an artist at the time. The Laura that you know.
Really?
Let me even sing the first 2 lines of her song. And I remember the choreography. Because I'm L-A-U-R-A.
Period.
Yes, she got an investor at the time, so she started music. So because I was Linda's friend, I was now the choreographer, and we got dancers. Let me tell you who the dancers were. This is where you're going to get it hot.
Tell me.
Moyo Lawal.
Moyo?
Yes. Yvonne Jegede. Lola Sean. They will sponsor my burial for these things. And then one other guy in Bielsa, Tare Banks, he came for Nook 3 years ago.
Really?
So now all of us used to stay in Lola Sean's house in Lawansin, Surulere. Recently, I hosted a premiere. I saw Yvonne Jegede. I said, Yvonne, remember that place where they chop that mama pomo for nights? The pomo, they get pepper. Now, when we dance and they give us money, we'll buy the pomo, we'll now sit down and eat with Moyo Lawal. You know, it was crazy at the time. We've done practically everything.
Yes.
We've gone to shows that Laura Ikeji is supposed to perform. All of us will not be waiting to go on stage. We don't enter any stage, anything. No. They'll say, Laura Ikeji killing you from where to where. But then we look at it now, we laugh about these things, you know, and they know that I'm always the one that calls them out every time. I'll say, Una don't forget me, Una don't forget, we did there.
Do you know what?
Yes.
I can say
I'm a history
categorically
lesson.
clear.
I'm a walking history lesson.
Your dues.
Amen, baby.
And you deserve every accolade.
Thank you.
Even the ones they are not giving, but they will soon give. You deserve every accolade.
Preach.
Every accolade.
I've given you too much industry tea. Industry
Uncle D, that's what we're here for.
Okay, that's what we're here for.
That's what we're here for.
We are here. Ask my day with you. Oh.
So, this is very interesting.
Please bring it on.
You have sat across Beyonce.
Yes, I'll tell you that story, baby.
Hey,
I'm a
Snoop Dogg.
Yes.
Tyler Perry.
Yes, of course, in Atlanta.
Lil Kim.
Lil Kim, Lil Kim allowed me to touch her silicone breast. That's the first time I touched silicone breast. Yes, she told me, baby, you touch silicone. I said, what is that? I said, put your hand. And her mother was there. I touched my squeeze. It was hard. He had to.
Oh my
God. I know it's Bobby B now. See how I say, but as long as I was getting my interview.
I know, right?
Yes.
So which interview genuinely made you starstruck? And which one disappointed you?
Oh, yes, so many disappointments. I remember,
Which one? Let's start with the one that made you starstruck.
Starstruck.
If you were.
Of course, it has to be Beyonce. Are you kidding me?
Hey.
Because I was the only one that got to talk to her, and it was because I knew all her songs. So Beyonce kept pointing at me. She would call my name. She brought me on stage. I hugged her. I did not leave her. She was like, and heard her.
Oh my God, I need to go and find
The whole
that.
idea was she must know my face. So by the time they were about leaving, Jay-Z was already in his car. You know, everybody was leaving. The bodyguards. I know Beyonce is.
Yes.
So I saw all our band members. The one who plays the guitar, her name is Bibi with the afro. I was like, Bibi, actually, you know me? I said, Bibi, please, I want to. Bibi said, I don't get a hand in that. I say, whoa. Even Bibi said, "Before, madam." So I now knew the Beyonce was called. You know, Beyonce in the G-Wagon, it was tinted. Beyonce is lighter in person. She's like almost white. Yes. Her skin is fluorescent. So I went and I knocked on the window of the car. If you see the bodyguard, Julius, all those guys, they just came. You crazy or something? I'm gonna hit you. I said, Emma, sorry. By the time I moved, I hit the glass again. The guy came. Look, I'm warning you because he just knew that they are Nigerian soil. Let him. But who is this tiny boy that is? And then Beyonce, she was mopping. You know, she had just finished performing. So she just looked like,
who's this person?
She just saw that it was me. She smiled. She wound down. Said, baby.
Oh my God.
And she put her hand. I just held her hand. See what I told her? I said, Beyonce, please, just cough on my microphone. Cough. She said, cough. I'm tired. We need to go. She was just talking. She was like, you knew all this. So I said, yes. I said, please, just, you know, so at that point, other reporters now started coming because they could see I was talking.
Yes.
So she just, I think it was just grace. She said, you know what? Hop in. And so I opened the door. Everybody wanted to rush. Now I looked them. Where will I walk past? I jammed the door. Now, this is Beyonce here. This is Beyonce here. Let me show you where I was. I was like this.
Oh my God.
She said, why are you close to me? I said, if I get to the office, they will edit me out. She said, they will do that to you. I said, yes, ma. They have to know that I know you. I was like this. She was.
I trust you.
She was like, why? Because when I interviewed Vivica Fox, when Vivica Fox came to Bielsa for the AMA Awards, guess what? They cut me out of frame. It was, then I used to wear, you know, I like gloves. Then this was like 2006, so now me, they wear glove pass. You only see my gloved hand. And my voice asking the questions. I say, oh. So when I saw that thing, I did not argue. I said, oh, this is what you are doing.
I get it.
When I got to the office, they couldn't edit me out. What nonsense! Why are can you close one like that? It's you unprofessional. Mama said, "Shit, you want to cut me out?" But she was amazing to me.
Yeah.
And she said, "What?" And I said, "Because I'm the lowest earner in my office." She said, "What? They'll do that." I made her laugh, so I engaged her. But anyway, I think one of the best ones would definitely be, aside from Beyonce,
yes,
it would be Lil Kim. And I'll tell you why. When I entered Lil Kim's trailer, she was so excited to see me. And I told her how much I loved her because, trust me, I'm a millennial. We all grew up on Lil Kim.
I know.
She was like, "Oh my God, I love love." She was wearing a short black dress. Her mother was there. She said, you like my like they're new. I said, "Yes." She said, "You thought?" I said, "I touch." I never thought that kind of if I touch. When she even went on stage, she even did me a shout out. She was amazing. I think one of the ones that I didn't really like, I'm not supposed to say it because I don't like to rattle people out, but it was Idris Elba.
What happened? Can you give us a shot?
Idris Elba
just short.
See my mouth. I never talk like this about anybody. So I am not entirely a fan. It's because I had a one-on-one experience. I'm not. Now, I've not met anyone that has not engaged me. Like, you'll be wowed by just my appearance alone. Like, really? Somebody like this exists in Nigeria and Africa? Who is this? Is he a rock star? Ciara saw me, she almost lost it. Missy Elliott even brought me on stage. Busta Rhymes, Snoop. So the Snoop one, the interview, and let me even tell you, this is crazy. When I went to the All-Star basketball game in New Orleans, in New York, we went from New York to New Orleans, the All-Star basketball game. Kendrick Lamar was there, Drake. Flo Rida saw me and came to me. Say, "Brah, who you?" But no be Flo Rida, me I defined that day. I was looking for Janelle Monáe. I said, so Shay was with me. Shay just tapped me. Take a picture of us. So they take a picture of her. I took the picture, but I was not. The Flo Rida said, surprised, you don't even take picture of me. I defined Janelle Monáe and Jason Derulo because they were there as well. And PDD was there too. Cassie was there. Ashanti was there. You know, and then we went to the after party. Guess what? I was with Shay and Ice Prince. And when we wanted to enter, they thought I was the artist and they were my stylists. I'm not kidding. Ice Prince. So when I wanted to enter, like I could enter, but they said, no, your glam squad can't. I said, no, this is not glam squad. Ice Prince is like the biggest. They said, oh, really?
I know.
They don't look it. I said, they look it, please.
I know.
John Torriolo. So I got them into the club. That was, I remember the Metropolitan Club in New Orleans. We went, Didi was like, hosted there. All the basketball, because, basketball season, everybody was there. So everywhere I have gone, I have been stopped on. I remember even in New York, I went during Fashion Week. I was going to Copy's house for a party because Copy lives in Manhattan, penthouse. Let me not tell even the live to their house is personalized. Their name, everybody has number 1, 2. Like when you're going to a penthouse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then when it gets to like 30 something, it's just O and then the $sign.
Period.
Personalize me. I say, oh,
God
money
bless.
is good. Oh. Anyway, so I was walking down the streets of New York, going to this party, and then a car stops, and it's Beverly Johnson, who was like the first model on Vogue. And she's like, oh my God, who are you? I said, who? When I screamed, ah! I said, I'm having a party, you gotta come. I said, yeah, I will be there. So I remember that Beverly Osu was with me at the time in New York. She had just lost her dad. We took her to the show, and I don't have to do anything for people to gravitate towards me.
You.
That's when I knew that I had star power.
Yes.
If my Nigerian community ain't gonna say it, that's a problem.
Worry.
But I would walk into a country and everybody's wondering.
Yes.
Do you get what I mean?
Yes,
I've gotten a lot of perks. I've been upgraded on flights. Like maybe I'm in the economy and I'm just maintaining my steez. And then the air hostesses come, no, you can't be here. Please come with me. Upgrade me to the first class. This is just me sitting.
It's the presence.
It's grace and presence. Thank you, baby. So
presence.
The Idris Elba one, it didn't go well. His manager was so nasty to me. Goodness.
Let me not fight you.
No. Make it day in day. Me, I did my day. Idris, no, but I know people love you and to be, but my personal encounter with you, maybe when I meet him again, it might be more and they can make up for that. But however, this is just me speaking from personal experience.
I'm sure.
It was an absolute disaster. Hey,
everyone, when people meet you, like not everyone has the same story to tell.
Yes.
People have different stories.
I'm different.
Yes.
When you meet me, it's the same story.
I was coming to that, Uncle D. Yeah. Like, you have to teach me how to do this. Because if you meet me, not everybody has the same story.
I know.
Because there are some times I just don't want to talk.
I know.
But there's sometimes someone will tell you, she's the most lovely person.
200. Because I always tell people, if you cannot handle entertainment and showbiz and be present every time, go and get a 9 to 5. You're in the wrong industry. You can't have mood swings. Yes, you're human. You're allowed to. However, for me, I take it upon myself to make people's days because you just never know what people are going through. So when I do red carpets, the reason why people want me to interview them is because they know I'm going to say something flattering, complimentary, and I'll make their day.
Yes.
And it got to a level when I was working at Sound City at the time that when I'm on the red carpets, if governors arrive, they will just stop. Their protocol person come and meet me. Governor would like to speak to you.
Yes.
And it's only me.
Yes.
I was like, do my interview, they go. And I'm asking foolish questions. The governor will look at me like, what do you can ask me this? So, you know? So I get away with a lot of things. And it was just me carving a niche for myself. And when you meet me, you get an experience.
Yes.
What I do is that I do what humanity expects of me. I show up, I listen, I speak, but then I leave people better than I met them. And then I always share my lights, even no matter how dim your light is, you'll get some light off me.
That's
you
your
can't
power.
forget me.
That's your power
That's
right
my power,
there.
baby.
And the energy does
Thank you.
not lie.
Oh, Ashe.
Never. So on my notepad, it says 16 award, but I'm going to correct that.
Yes, 106. So
106 or 16.
106.
106.
It should be 116. They are not coming. There's even some that I've not even collected. I couldn't
yes,
attend.
I'm sure
Yes,
of that.
So, yeah.
So 106 awards,
Yes.
30 plus or more, because this might not be correct, 30 plus nominations.
Oh, yeah. I practically almost win all the awards every time. So let's just say the nominations will be like maybe 30, 40 thereabout. Yeah.
40 plus nominations.
Yes, baby.
Do trophies still excite you, or are you past that? Because I mean, when it's your first time, when it's your second time, you're like,
Yes.
oh my God. But
Yes.
now that you have like 100 and...
No.
Does
It always feels like the first time because this is an industry that appreciates me. An industry that appreciates me, acknowledges me, celebrates me, recognizes me. So I must always be thankful.
Yes.
I must always be grateful.
Definitely.
I don't see it as, oh, yes, it's for me. I deserve to win. Nah. No. I look forward to it. Like now, I've been nominated for an African award that has all media personalities from across Africa, from Kenya, from Zambia, from Zimbabwe. The Nigerians are in that category are myself, Nancy Sime, and
I think I saw
Tools.
that. I think I saw that.
So this is one of the recent nominations I got, and I'm honored by it.
Yes.
And the event is in Nairobi, Kenya. So I'm
Okay.
like, okay, bring it on, because I am Pan-African. Come on.
Yes.
I worked with the Channel O brand. I traveled far and wide. Who didn't I meet? What country didn't I go to? And every time I walked into every African country, the reception was crazy. Even one time that I traveled with P Square to Zambia, you know how P Square would go to sold out concert and people are fainting. I saw people that were fainting for me. So I said, what happened to them? Why are you fainting? Wake up. Where I be? I said, no, they were screaming. I was shocked. So P Square were in the hotel and I had to go and do interviews to announce that we're in town. When I peeped, I remember the radio station was like 4 floors. When we peeped, there was a crowd
waiting
they
for
were waiting
you.
to see me. I was in shock. So these things, and I think that's why my blessings can never run down. They keep
Never.
multiplying.
Never.
I take it every time like, why is this happening? As opposed to, oh, who are they? Oh, please, as expected. No. It comes as a surprise. It comes as a welcome surprise. There's the element, it's a surprise element and also shock value.
Yes.
Because I'm like, really? Why are they screaming? What are they screaming for? Where do they know me from? You know, so I'm grateful for it.
That's the
Very
humbleness.
grateful.
That's the humbleness that comes with Uncle D,
I humble
guys.
die, yo.
That's
Even
the
myself,
humbleness.
I know. May my humility not land me in trouble. Oh.
No, never. Can
I've
never.
seen Shege with this humility, but my humility is not stupidity, Sha.
Yes.
Just so you know. I know what I'm doing.
Definitely.
And I know when people want to show me, I will clock you. People just don't know that I am spiritually inclined and very spiritually alert. I can tell when you have bad energy. When I see people, the people just don't know. So all this craze, as I'm here, I can tell you what is going on around this place. Yes, so I've been
we are
one
the
issue.
same. In that aspect, we are the same. I feel like that's why we
You are my
connect.
twin flame now, and
That's
it's
why.
my soul tie. And my spirit animal. See?
And when I tell somebody that, that I know you before you actually speak to me, they think I'm just like, but I really do. I understand your energy. I know if you're somebody that I can be close to or someone that I have to stay far away without you even saying a word.
Said.
So I don't know how that works, but
it's a gift. It's a gift.
It is.
It's a gift of discernment. And we don't play with our intuition.
Yes.
Our instincts tell us as it
Uncle
is.
D, you're a Cancer.
No, actually, I am just before the Cancer something. I be Gemini.
You're June.
Yes, now. June 13, mid-June.
I'm June
I am
29th.
the quintessential Gemini. You see why we are June kids? No, my own Gemini and Aquarius. Anything about Gemini star sign that you read, astrology, it defines me to the last.
Period. Bam. And my dad is Gemini.
Ooh.
Can you imagine? Okay, so let's move forward, Uncle. So you have always described your personality as you just being yourself. And
yes,
and that's true.
Yes.
Not dressing for attention, but expressing individuality.
Yes, well said.
And Nigeria is not always a safe space for that kind of freedom. What has that cost you? Like, what has that cost you personally?
Queen Tiwa, you cannot create fundamental change without a certain level of madness. And this madness I am talking about is non-conformity. The power to turn your back on the old formula and the courage to invent the future. So when I say you are mad, it's an acronym for making a difference. Bam. And that's why I always preach it. It might sound like, we're all saying, mad, and I don't know that they talk. Everybody, they crease. Mad. That mad for me is making a difference. Period. And I would always say this, that, madness has taken me places. I am your I could sit here, have a conversation with you. Next hour, I am in a governor's office and I'm making sense. They will make sense out of my nonsense. Bah! I would walk into places and get the right attention and people listen to me. Yes, Nigeria can be a place where there's still, people can be conservative. So when I started, people didn't understand what it was. And when Nigerians don't understand something, there is what I call transfer of aggression.
Yes.
They must aggressively attack that thing until they suppress it or let it go or make it change its ways.
Yes.
However, none of that could happen with me. I stuck to my ideals and I stuck to my narrative. I understood that I was a phenomenon. I was I'm at like the forefront of the industry center of gravity. I have my hands in every industry, in music, in movies. Yes. There is no A-lister that does not have a story with me. I mean, I would even say, okay, so I remember back then, Burna Boy, there was a show that we had at the Polo grounds in Port Harcourt.
Okay.
And then we brought Wyclef. Wyclef was to close the show. Joe, I wanna know what turns you on. Joe, Joe the R&B crooner, and Brick and Lace. Now, the Nigerian artists that we built to perform were Two-Face and Timaya. Now, they had all the Port Harcourt artists. Yes. But you know that the moment Timaya comes on stage, when they announce Timaya, no more space for any... And then after Timaya is Two-Face, after Two-Face is Brick and Lace, after Brick and Lace, Joe, after Joe, Wyclef, Show to Paris.
Yes.
So before they announced Timaya, all the artists were going back to back. And then I was backstage working, and then I just saw this guy. I said, hi, my name is Damini. Hi, Damini, what's up? I didn't even know who he was. What's up? I said, please, I want to go on stage. He was giving me a CD. I said, oh, yeah, give me it. Because I just liked his vibe. I liked his steez, I liked his swag. So I took his CD and gave it to the DJ. And I told the DJ, bro, I beg, play this guy. Me, I know say DJ gets your artist.
Hey.
So me now went on stage and I announced, coming on stage, Damini, yeah. The DJ now played his own artist song. As Damini climbed stage, he just said that, that's not my song now. The other guy just ran and pushed him. Now went on stage. Burner was very livid. But I now pacified. I said, okay, you know what? Come, let's do a Sound City interview. My apologies. I couldn't do it because I knew after that guy, Timaya was already saying he needs to go on now. So Timaya got on stage, Two-Face, the lineup. I felt bad for him. Yeah. And then a few months after, he invited me to Port Harcourt to like one of his album listenings, EP listening. This is way before he joined Aristocrat Records. I hosted the show for free. I supported him. He never forgets. Anywhere he sees me, he can be with 100 men that they are pushing everybody. You say, move. Do you know who this is? Baba Alpha,
It's such an angel.
That's one. Another person who, he always says this everywhere. I mean, he's the one that opened my hash. Before everybody started calling me, saying, please take me to this person. So there was this artist then called Brimo.
Yes.
Now, Brimo at the time did not have a record label. Then I was working at Sound City. So Brimo had this song called Bata So Me Where. And then as a VJ, we all loved the video. So we nominated it. Brimo was calling me, Baba, please, I want to win that award. The category was tough. And Brimo, I didn't know if he was going to win it. I was not on the panel of judges, but I didn't know, So Brimo didn't win it. Brimo came to me back and said, Baba, I know win it. I said, no, fake, no worry. Things will happen. And I said, okay, what do you want me to do for you? Who do you want to work with? How can I help? He said, there's just one person I want to meet, MI. I said, MI. Okay, no wala. And then like a month after, I invited MI to the office to record one of my shows called Star Host on Sound City. Before we started, I said, MI, you get one person, hold on, one person where they find you. So I called Brimo. I said, talk, MI didn't have choice now. I said, Brimo, I love your song. Because MI genuinely loved that song when I mentioned it to him. He said, I know that guy and I like that guy. He said, okay, don't worry, collect my number from Denrele. I gave Brimo MI's number. Brimo called MI for like 4, 5, 6 months. MI was busy. Chalk City was busy. Now, this is the part you need to hear. I don't think people really know this part. Brian Mona came to my office one, but that guy know the answer me. I said, yeah, you know what? Enter car. We they go Obanikoro. So our office at the time, Sound City office, was in Lekki Phase 1. We now drove to Obanikoro. This is when you say divine alignment and divine timing. When we walked in, guess what was going on? I just told Brian Mo to sit in the living room. I entered the studio. Ice Prince was working on his song. And guess what the song was? I'll tell you.
Tell me.
They were looking for a hook for that song. They were just, Ice Prince was dropping his bars. Jesse Jacks was there. The studio was buzzing. Me, I'm not an artist, so I don't understand what they mean. I just knew that, this is the process of making a song. As I went out, Brian just said, Edmond, sorry, please, can I go there? I have an idea. I said, idea. I said, don't for my bro. And guess what? When he went in, the first line that came out of his mouth was what? Oleku.
Oh my God.
Tell me. They just looked at him. Take that again. Sing it again. He now sang. I just saw that MI was interested. I saw everybody. I just knew that my job there was done. 2 months after, Chocolate City signed Brian Mo.
Period.
And then he dropped Arambe. And so now here's the thing. I never come out to say these things. What I do for people, I don't need that validation. But Brian was saying, is there a Leo that? Before I knew, the whole world was calling me. And I remembered also, Sound City at the time, we shot the Why Me video for D'banj. I was in the video, brought all the girls and everything. And that video that was a song that, transitioned D'banj's career from all this Tongolo and all the songs he did in the UK to being like an Afro pop star, an international pop star. And everybody now thought, for you to blow, make the relay your video. Everybody was on my case. So that's music. Let's not even go into movies. Let's not even go into fashion. Let's not even go into modeling. So I've seen myself, I appeal to every demographic. My audience is not just millennials. Children know who I am. Even the small ones say, Mr. Clown, they don't know. Grandmas know who I am. My age range, adults, so I'm grateful for the essence of my identity and who I stand for and what I represent. Thank you, darling.
Definitely.
You say, wow, I don't talk history today. This is Denrele History 101. I want to use this mic.
You have been a great person.
Thank you.
A great person. No one can deny that because let me not start with our own history.
Oh yeah, let's not say. Okay.
Let me
keep going, darling.
So Nigeria often celebrates people abroad before recognizing the people they have at home.
Yeah, of course.
So do you feel fully celebrated here? We have talked about this. But
I really don't. I really don't. However, here's the thing. Let me tell you what somebody said to me 2-3 Sundays ago, Frank Edoho, who I absolutely respect and has the utmost respect for me as well. Frank Edoho said to me, Denrele, I was telling my manager the other day, you get more jobs than I do. I was like, huh? How is that even possible? He said, no. I said, he was saying it because we've worked together before and we always have great synergy. We're like 2 different personalities, but we find a way to, manage it, manage the energy, the synergy. And that's what I wish a lot of other OAPs, even in my industry. So a lot of them are intimidated by my presence. They're intimidated by my name. So they usually go to, it's a bit of a complex. But then they don't understand that I'm different from you. My own craze, so your own, they're different. You might be, well put together. My own, they're different. So I am not invading your terrain or your turf. I'm not imposing on your turf. Day your day, I did my day. But however, a lot of people have that complex and whatnot, but not Frank Edoho.
Yes.
We had this conversation at Omotola's premiere for her film A Mother's Love. Yeah. And by the way, Omotola sets me up. I am the one that holds the record for hosting all Omotola's children's birthdays. All of them.
Really?
Starting from Princess, Mariah, Captain, and then the last born when he clocked 10, Michael. So I know all the kids. Omotola and I are good friends. So when she was calling me, saying, Denrele, well, my host premiere, I ran away. But guess what? The day I arrived at the premiere, they just came and gave me the mic. Take, go.
They don't want to know.
So Frank was hosting here, I was hosting here. So when Frank and I had that conversation, I was like, the almighty Frank would say this to me. So yes, it's flattering to hear that from an industry colleague and a fellow media practitioner. But on the flip side, this is what I do for a living. This is what puts food on my table. Yes, things could be better. Yes. Because there are still people that shy away from, Denrele is a bit too much. Say it's too loud, it's too flamboyant.
They can't handle it.
So yes, I get that. Even in the corporates, however, some corporate brands will say, no, we want that energy. Because here's the thing. I have to always prove myself every time. And that's where the work comes in. I might have worked for a brand severally over the years, but every time I still have to prove a point why I have to be on this job, as opposed to a regular, straight acting guy, normal bros with doesn't need to do anything. Just call him, hey, yeah, this is time. Send your details. We pay your money. Me. So really, what are you bringing for us? I remember one time a client asked me this. She said, so what are you going to do to entertain the audience and make them laugh? This is the planner saying this. Okay, so I've not really shared this story, but this happened to me in 2024. And it made me question my work ethic. Now, this lady I'd met before, she wanted to celebrate her 50th birthday. She reached out to me. She had paid like half of the money. It was at the end of the year. So I went, traffic in Lagos. But I got there. What I did was, before I got to the venue, I sent a hype man already to be hyping the party. So when I got there, she was already shouting at me backstage. In the presence of her kids, my manager was livid. I told her, calm down, it's your birthday, I know. I hosted this party to the T. Killed it. And then the next day, I had to travel for the Calabar Carnival. On Christmas Day, I got a call from a lawyer saying that, they want to take me to court because, you're here. Because I made her party very salty. I didn't deliver. I came late. I only came 30 minutes late. She was backstage. The party had not started. The party, I said I'm a host. This is somebody that I've done an event before that she was chasing me for a whole year to do a party. And my manager was against it. But I said, no, let's do it. So I let the lawyer talk. So here's the thing. Let me tell you what people underestimate. People don't know how influential I am. Because I'm people, so, I always tell people, I think you don't know who I am. Because I'm accessible, because I'm a nice guy. I don't think you even know the people that I know. So I let the guy talk. I said, okay, so you want to go down this route? I said, is it that you want to get clout off this? He said, no, the woman wants a refund of her money. I said, the money's not a problem. No. I said, if she doesn't want to pay the balance, I will refund her money. He said, no, they're going to put it in the papers. We're going to go to court, blah, 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 blah. I said, okay. First, I will tell you who my lawyer is. Now, SAN, I called the person's name. And the person represents the #1 artist in this country. I said that name first. I said, maybe you want to go there. I said, also, I don't think you know who my uncle is. He's the current Minister for Finance and the coordinating Minister of the Economy, Denrele Edun. I don't think you want to go down that route. I said, but however, I think maybe that's what you want. So it's not a problem. But you can tell your clients, I'm open to this. I'm just surprised. And let me tell you what happened. Do you know I had a videographer that day? The videographer did a version of the event. I now sent it to her on Christmas Day. I said, I want to post this and celebrate you. Watch and tell me if you like it or not. Next thing, lawyer is calling me. So I now sent it to the lawyer that if I did not have her interest at heart, the lawyer now told me that I left the party early. I said, but how come the after party is in the video? I'm the one hosting the after party now. So they really wanted, so the only part that got to me was that I made her event saltless and her event was boring and anybody that came complained. Now, here's where God answered me. Now my Christmas, and I said, you're calling me on Christmas Day. I said, no, well, I said, okay, please relate with my manager henceforth, and then I'll get my lawyer to reach you to and whatnot. And I was sitting there, I think my life. I said, wow, this has never happened to me before. Why now? And then guess what? My phone now rang. Sonny Ineji called me, and he said, oh, the deputy governor of Cross River State wants your number. Can I give? I said, oh, yes, please. So I'd hosted the Calabar Carnival with Sonny Ineji, Iniedo, and Kitten Show. So guess what came to my mind? Hey, he wants to complain. Waiting up, no. And then the man calls me, the deputy governor, and he says, you made me wait in that hall till the end. I have never stayed till the end of an event. You are crazy. You are funny. The man was talking. He said, please, send me your account details. I want to send you a hamper for Christmas. What the man sends me.
Hey.
My phone first was bing, baby. Fell down first. Then I now realized, this is God telling me, this client is complaining that I made the event saltless. A whole deputy governor of his state is calling to tell me that I made their event affiliated with their state iconic, and he stayed there till the end. God bless the deputy governor. Unheard. So they called me to host the show again last year. And I did a shout out for him. He goes, just do like this. I didn't say the figure, but it came at a time when I never doubt myself, but I felt bad that a client will think that way. So when while we're all ready to go all out, I shouldn't have mentioned the names I mentioned about who I know and whatnot. It's not my style. But then, then later on, we didn't hear from them again because they said we're going to publish it in the papers. I said, go on and go well and go ahead.
God. What was all
Everybody
that about?
knows if there's anything anybody knows about me. A paying show, non-paying, I come there and I give it my 100. That's my contribution to my creative stratosphere, creative ecosystem.
That is very unheard
I
of.
give it 100. So if she wants that, oh yeah, no problem now. Let's go down that route. So when I mentioned who the SAN was, and I never mentioned my uncles. And I said, let me mention this, let them know that, I've even had people that have helped, people that have come to stay in my house, that have helped over the years, trying to find their footing in the industry. They now start getting comfortable, they start getting rude. So there was one that I told recently, I said, look, I don't think you know who I am. Because you see me in my house, you're in the comfort of my space.
Yes.
I'm in my bathroom. I don't think you know. You know what? I think I need to school you on that. Best, go out of here. Let's see if anybody in the industry will help you with the kind of perks that I'm giving you. So at times you need to school people.
Yes.
But how long do I have to keep schooling them? Which is why when people even write a lot of absurd things online, I don't have to school you because I want it to go viral or trend. Nah. At times you just have to remind people that this is who I am. I am not dressing for attention.
At all.
I was a movement before social media metrics. I was a headline before timelines. I am a spectacle with substance. If you don't want me to appear in your dreams and be pursuing you with knife, better put some respect on my mouth name. Thank you. Back.
Uncle D,
Yes.
this one. Let me
change this Uncle
Let me
D
say
name.
this one. Uncle D, please no,
Oh, yeah.
please.
Go on, song. Go on, song. Go on, song. Go on,
So
song.
you have watched Bobrisky blow up,
Yes.
get arrested, go to prison.
Yeah.
You have been doing gender fluid fashion since before it had a name
Yes,
in
of course.
Nigeria.
Preach.
What do you make of how that conversation has evolved?
Okay, so I'm always dragged into that conversation.
Yes.
And here's the thing. I am not an internet sensation. I am a media practitioner. I have a job. That's why I said spectacle with substance. I get it. To each man his own. So, different characters, different scripts, different eras. But then somebody said something to me recently on Twitter and I thought I should address. I said, legends never resurrect. They don't even have to leave the stage. Like, they don't. Like, yes, I will call myself that because I put in so much work.
Yes,
I
agree.
have. And the industry would always stand and say, like I said, who does not have a story, Denrele? Okay, name one of your favorites and I'll tell you my backstory with this person before I answer your question. Just name somebody that you love in the entertainment space.
Nancy Isime.
Fantastic. Now, Nancy started out with ushering.
Yes.
Nancy was the first Miss Valentine. No, the second or third Miss Valentine. I knew Nancy when she was squatting in Yemi Alade's hostel back in the day.
I've heard the story.
I used to give Nancy ushering gigs. And Nancy is one of the people who also that will recommend for work. So Nancy, when she sees me, it's my girl. So when she started the Nancy Isime show, I was her very first guest. Everything that could go wrong that day went wrong. We used the studio, they cut the diesel on us. I was sweating. I felt sick like the day after. But she's a beautiful story now. She's a story waiting to be told. And I am proud of how she's evolved. I was just saying the same to you about Maurice Sam. Who did not know Maurice Sam with me? Everywhere I go, even my daughter, you know I have industry daughters. There are two of them that are hot-headed, Beverly Osu and Kim Oprah. Meanwhile, I saw Kim in Port Harcourt.
Oh, really?
At the event show. And I called Tonye, Mr. Tonye Hart. I said, who is that girl? I said, oh, and I called. I said, come. What do you do? She said, oh, she's in school. But I said, I want you to come to Lagos. I might have something for you. And she said, I would come, but let me settle myself. When I come, I'll get So she came, got an apartment. She was, sharing with other girls, got a small car. And I sent her to audition for Spice TV. Started working at Spice. I sent her for a game show. The people that I sent for that game show, Idia Isen, Tomike, Kim, and Amanda Dara. Eventually, the job fell on Idia Isen's lap. And then, she was doing everything that she could until she didn't even know she could do TV. Ask her anyway, she'll say it. And then Big Brother came. So the rest, she was always the pageant girl. So people will always ask, this Maurice, I said, don't worry. What you people don't see in Maurice Sam, I see it. Maurice is a tsunami waiting to happen.
I know.
And right now, I can authoritatively say it here. Maurice Sam is the richest actor in this country.
Hey.
Put some respect on that name. He's just in his own lane. Today is his birthday, so I will do shout out to him.
Period.
Because I was the one that organized his birthday shoot in my house. Maurice Sam. Maurice Ubon Ifyong Sam. Don't play with that name. That guy has put in the work. There was a time Maurice would shoot like 10 movies in a week.
Oh.
Maurice is in Asaba. Maurice in a way. Any small thing. Maurice,
we see his work.
But he doesn't do interviews. He doesn't.
Oh.
And I'm so glad for his growth. I'm so proud of how he's evolved and how he's owning that space right now because he puts in the work. So I love people who put in the work. Anyway, I digress. So back to this. So very quickly, when you look at people who do things differently, how have you impacted other people? What have you contributed into the lives of other people? How have you been instrumental to people's success stories? How are you elevating people? How are you evolving them to the next level? What have you done for people? When people sit down, table might matter. Trust me. You can have people that will say the naysayers. My awesomeness cannot be flogged by anybody's bitterness.
There's always a naysayer.
See, trash talked by many, hated by some. Guess how many I give? Less than none. Damn. People always talk, but there are people that will be there that will fight that fight. Yeah. And say, what? I have somebody who I met in Port Harcourt, brought the person to Lagos. The person stayed in my house with, their entire family for long. And then things went south, they moved on to another friend of mine. And then, this person has been saying, she's been slandering my name here and there. You know her very well. She's been saying a lot of nonsense about me. Oh, that she never gained anything from me. She felt used. Don't worry, it was sweetheart. So I know when people are bitter and they're just looking for attention. However, I could care less because that opinion is not my reality. And so the people she's telling, they're just looking at her.
So a cup of tea.
The same Denrele where we know. Where they carry you up and down for your head. Where you follow and go everywhere. The same Denrele where we know.
There's another one.
Yeah, a joker,
the alternate
baby.
Universe.
Yeah, a joker. So I know these things. However, I'm grateful for the fact that I kickstarted a movement. People just don't understand the movement. It's not a movement of cross-dressing. Don't get it wrong. It's not a movement. It's a movement of owning your individuality.
Yes.
Expressing your personality. I have a feminine voice call me and say, Enyolua has said this over and over. And I'm proud of Enyolua. I love people who also appreciate. Enyolua would say, I used to watch this uncle hold the microphone. And I said to myself, I can do it too.
Yes.
So that's how it is. That's how it should be. I remembered when James Brown went through what he went through. And they had that whole "they didn't cut me" where we tried to get help for them. The reason why I resonated with that is back then, I was a kid on the road at night. I was dancing in the shrine. I was dancing for a band. So I was, I could go somewhere and be dancing and they could come and carry everybody.
Yes.
Who will I call? Will I start calling my parents? I didn't have a phone at the time. Who do I want to call? So I understand. I say these are young people. So they were released. And then the first person I called was Linda Ikeja. I said, Linda, let's put some light on this young man's story, So I called people. They got me his number. I sent it to Hero Daniels. Hero Daniels had him on his show. And then when he did the show, he now asked, who gave you people my number? And I said, hey, I want the uncle's number. I need his number. So they gave him my number. He called me and he was talking about how he wants to get into the creative space, how he wants to meet influential people. So here's the thing. A lot of young people these days misunderstand the context of being in the creative industry. They feel like as much as you get to meet powerful people, it means that there's a lot of payments in kind. They don't, no. I've said this before. I said this on radio recently. I have never or been for money. Nah. I'm too disciplined for that. Pardon, I've said a lot of FF. Pardon my French. However, I now sent him to another show called The Barroom Therapy on the Wedding Channel. He did that show as well. Then, Harry Song reached out to me and said, I won't drop song. Oh, this boy, I want your number. I won't make you do. I said, I know what else I gave. So Harry Song featured James in one of his music videos. And then they now took James to a radio station. And then the OAP was like, why they do like they say, that way they farms me. Say, they rain again. So now they farms me now to rain.
I don't understand.
So guess what? I was with people when he was asking for my number and Hero Daniels called me. Should I give him your number? And everybody in that room said, no. The chorus, no. So that day, all of them just called me. Did we not tell you? However, I just said to myself, I don't know him from Adam. Bear in mind, I never met him. That he said this. I'd not. So when HBO, this is HBO in their blood, HBO Max.
Yes.
John Legend was executively producing a documentary called The Legend of the Underground. Then they reached out to me that they wanted to do a story on me. I said, I said, a story that would give you more substance and more depth and more insight is this young man's story. So I sensed, and there was a day we were all shooting and we now saw on set. So when he saw me, he was, of course, afraid to come meet me. He now went to meet Wale. Mr. Wale gave him hot because Wale doesn't waste time. So what? So he came and apologized to me and I said, it's fine. I said, I know why you said those things. You either said them for, I said, but then look at it now. Like, I'm still standing. As I said, really, I'm like air. I would always be here.
Yes.
I know they go anywhere. So you cannot undermine substance.
No.
You can't undermine originality.
Never.
You can't underappreciate authenticity.
Never.
Because the truth will always be the truth.
Yes.
So to me, as I said, different casts, different scripts, different personalities. But we're all existing.
Yes.
And we're all doing, and I would never speak ill or speak anyhow about anyone. What I do is that whenever I get all these sort of jibes, I always bring it to my portfolio of work. Maybe I need to school you that you've forgotten that, I know be your mate. Now I tell them, I know be your mate. And then here's the thing that people don't know.
So
I told people, I said, there was a day that one person was insulting me online. You know what I did? I went to a party and I saw this person and I held the person's hand. I said, see, forget all this high heel and all this hair we will carry. Now man will be. I say, see, I held his hand. I say, I be black belter. That's what people don't know. I'm going to be 45 this year. Why do you think I'm this agile? When I mean black belter, karate black belter, I say, see, if me, I know they do all this kind of fight. You go use nail scratch. I go break you. So, no, they talk my talk for outside. You don't meet me outside. I heard this. I squeeze you so I could feel my strength. I say, we go see, no be fight. We go rack. And I go beat you, disgrace you. And I go see. So, keep my name out of your mouth, okay? At times, you just need to let some people know that you're not their mates.
Yes,
I normally don't care about those things. You can say what you want to say. Yes. I can't be convincing everybody. It's a lot of work. But once, you need to pass your message across. Let them know, say, no be today. I know be Gen Z. I know be internet.
Yes, of course. So there is a difference.
I'm limited edition. Hello. Duh.
Exclusive. Exclusive.
Limited, Lomo. Thank you.
Yeah. So, Uncle Dim, your bio says born without a stop button.
Yes.
Has anyone ever made you want to press pause?
Of course, now. I've never really been lucky with love. So most times, because I always get it wrong, I always meet mad people, at times I just want to pause and say, but is there something wrong with me? But then I've realized now that it's my calling on earth. Those of us that have plenty of love to give, we don't really get it back in return. We don't.
Yes,
we
I think
project so much love into the world, but we don't get it back in return. And that's fine. I've come to terms with it.
Yes.
So at this point of my life, as I'm in my 40s now, I am starting to pause. Because in my 30s and 20s, Monday to Sunday, I go to 6 clubs. Who don't know me for all the bouncers, everybody in my phone wants to enter, and I am not entering to sit down and say I want a drink. No, dance floor straight.
Energy.
Yes.
Energy.
You will see, once you know the release in the club is there. The drinks are flying in. So now in my 40s, I started to enjoy my own company. I am beginning to find beauty in silence because I didn't like silence before. I love noise. I thrive on noise. I thrive in chaos. But now I'm beginning to see beauty in tranquility, beauty in silence. Like when I went to Mauritius, we're in this 7-star resort. You know, it was beautiful. I enjoyed. And even I remember somebody asking me, "Are you okay? Is everything okay?" I said, I'm going through a phase. You don't understand
what is going on
here.
Please,
I be Gina, whoa, and they try to calm down. So yes, there are people that have made me pause. Family has made me pause because I've done so much for family. I'm not complaining or disputing that. I've done so much for people. People have made me pause as well. I pause and wonder, but I didn't do anything evil to this person. Why is this person treating me this way? There are even people that are monitoring me because they feel they're in some sort of silent competition with me. There are some actresses, and I'm not kidding, that feel like we're in a competition. So the moment I get something, I wear something, they're calling that person. And it's so easy when you just call me and tell me, how far? I like this thing where you wear. I don't gatekeep. People know me for that. I don't. Matter of fact, I'm already calling the person. I'm doing that. A lot of my friends that call me, and I will get it for you at almost nothing. But there are people that believe that we are on this pedestal, like we're on the same frequency. So we are, and I don't care. You can't do it the same way I do. That's your business.
How can you be in a battle on your own and thinking that you're in a battle with somebody?
There are mad actresses. Let me even tell you the new one that I also face. So I have friends who are like in the corporates. I remember I went to one of them's wedding. He's so heavily into tech, not in the creative system. But he used to date someone in entertainment before, so that's how we knew him. You know, he dated a pageant queen. I'm not going to say her name. So now, he was getting married to someone I didn't know. And of course, we had to go for the wedding. When his wife saw me, the bride though, she was intimidated. She was angry. I don't know if she thought maybe her husband and I, whether we did run rackets. I don't know. No, but it's true. Because we sat down in the VIP, they made sure that they did not give us food or drink. She insisted they must not give me. I did not come because of her. I don't know her. That was my first time of even meeting her. And because her husband had spoken so well about me. I mean, you will know when somebody, as a woman, your intuition won't feel it. But she was already judging. So when it was time for the after party, she made all her friends sit in VIP. She acted like we're not there. I could sense that there was some certain level of insecurity. And I've got that with women. You know, and to be honest, that's on you. It's not
It's
me.
on you, oh. It's on you.
It's on you. It not concern me.
It's your problem.
It's your problem. So I don't know why that has to happen. But then, again, majority, or rather, a larger percentage of my demographic, of people that love my crafts, my artistry and craftsmanship, are women. Because I have a strong masculine side designed to take care of my feminine side. That's why I always tell people, I am my own sugar daddy. I have a strong masculine side designed to take care of my feminine side. So if my feminine side wants diamonds today, my masculine side go buy yam.
Period.
Do you understand? So, as much as I'm in tune with my femininity, I also respect boundaries. Yes. I maintain boundaries. So why the hell was she thinking that? You said she did do like wish, and guess what? The marriage don't scatter now. It's not because of me.
Of course, it's not because of you.
I just no. I took my L in peace. I just told my cousin, I said, it be like say we and these people, we not go be friends again. Make I just leave them.
I beg.
No one's problem.
Don't
I make I drink, I don't talk.
Please. Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers to multiple.
Hey.
A
lot. What age will you be clocking in June? In our
45, baby. But I don't look a day over 29, and I don't taste a day over 16.
It's like, are you sure you're not a vampire?
Maybe. I'm a recycled teenager.
Are you sure you're not hiding this from us?
Maybe I am some sort of vampire. Because here's the thing.
You're an unchangeable changer.
I used to think that was a problem. So when you look at the video, Why Me? Whenever you guys go and watch Why Me by The Bunch.
Yes.
Now, Why Me? The pink shirts that the prince wore was the pink shirt that Don Jazzy wore in Tongolo in the first song. And everybody looks different. There's a guy that was wearing black singlet that was doing breakdance. That's Dotun.
I'll go watch it.
And Dotun did not know that he would not marry the Banji's sister. Because then the Banji would tell me, but boy, you should see day, me on Cocoles Lori stage, who knew that Dotun was going to marry the Banji's younger sister, Kende?
Wow.
I'm no, sorry, Tai, because Kende is K-Switch. You know, so when you watch that video, everyone has changed. One day Cole then was just about to get signed to Maven. So, no, not Maven, to Don Jazzy's label. So he was also the one who could break dance that time.
Yes.
When you look at everybody in that video now, they've changed. I'm the one that
Only
still
you.
looks the same. So I don't think it's possible. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
That's a good thing, no.
No, I didn't know, because everybody looks different. Everybody don't upgrade. Levels don't change, you know. But then I'm not seeing myself, hey, why am I looking the same? So I've realized over the years, as we get older, we realize different things. And I'm glad for this transition in my life, how I've been able to balance it out and shelf off. I'm more protective of my space. I'm also very aware of giving people access now, because everybody had access to me. Yeah. I'll give people, once you become my friend, I have come to Mass, you have moved, you have packed your load, you have brought you all your family.
Oh, such a lovely
No, I've learned now. So my space, I'm very protective of it.
Yes.
I'm very careful of energies.
Yes.
As well, because I'm keying on that. Some people's energies can
mess up your space.
I was involved with somebody at the time. This person, I know say the winch. Because people call me for work, and then we're waiting for them to call and give details. And I said, we went with somebody else. I clocked it immediately. I said, now this person. Because this person had one kind of aura. And I tried to get the person a lot of work. Something would go wrong. I remember one time a person went on a set, a very popular set, and then the guy on the mini Jeep was electrocuted. So a lot of things that could go wrong went wrong. So, at times you need to just understand and keen that, these people, I don't need you in my space, so they go your coven. Go your coven.
I'm telling you, me too. I don't know, maybe because I learned that cancers too are like...
Yeah, no, they're very intuitive. Very.
And they love their space and their home and everything. Me, right from time, like, I feel like my space is my sanctuary. It's my place. So
it is so.
If I'm stepping into that place, I don't need any bad energy that will come and mess it up.
No, you don't, darling. No, you don't.
If you could go back and tell your 11-year-old self, the one that stepped into that NTA set, if you could tell him something at this point, what is it? Like think about it. Woo! Think about it. What would you tell?
That's deep, oh.
Yes, I know.
You 11-year-old, Denrele. No, say then go show you shaggy.
Okay.
The world is not ready to receive what you have to offer. However, they will come to terms with it.
Serious.
Because your fighting spirit will buy them over and convince them enough to even love you than hate you. So, at that time, the only advice I'll give myself will be financial advice. Because I'll be honest with you, if I lived in America I will be a frigging billionaire.
Hey.
The royalties that will be coming to me, the residuals that will be coming to me. At that time, I was doing it. You know when you're doing art for art's sake, than making money. When I worked at Sound City, the music channel, I was owed 2 years' salary. And I'm not saying 2 months, 2 years. But guess what? I was working around the clock.
24 months.
And I'm the one responsible for, I'm like the headliner in my family. All my sisters, I put them in private universities. I was sorting all of that out. So, and I'm thinking of like extended family members. You know, the list is endless. Especially when you're not in showbiz, they just assume you're making more money somewhere.
Yes.
So, that 11-year-old, I'll just tell you to manage your money properly. And just know that those family members, they are full of shit. And they should never be accorded any regard. Don't give them any money. Save your money. Only. But the 11-year-old me, the 11-year-old Denrele, don't be swayed by what anyone will say to you. The open confrontations on the street, the beatings that you have to endure with your cousins, your grandma, all the people that you lived with, your uncles, aunties, trying to bring you down at every point in time. It was all going to turn out good at the end.
Yes.
And here's the big picture right now.
Yes.
Papa.
And we know that more good things to come.
Amen to that, baby.
You know something about this universe? I believe so much in the universe.
Yes, I do too.
I believe so much in the universe that whatever you put out there would circle back to you. No matter what anybody has to say, no matter the energy anybody has to like. Because when when people see a light in you, they try because they don't have that light. So people that are not like good, like don't have that, genuineness, they will try to dim your light by all means. But I know that once you are just a good person, once you know your thing.
You know your worth. You know your substance.
You would always get what you deserve. And I'm a living testimony.
Woo!
I am
love that.
Living testimony.
Yes, baby.
When things happen in my life, I'm like, hey, God, do I really deserve it? And there's something in me that will tell me, yes, you do. Just take a look at your trajectory up until now. You have sacrificed. You've put in everything in the world, and so you deserve even more. So I've come to terms with that.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Let's gossip. This
I like Amebo.
I want to gossip.
Gossip more. I like Amebo. Yeah. Go.
I saw something on
Let's
X.
go there. Tell me, baby.
There was a comment that was made by Bobrisky about you or something that you
really?
like. Yes, I think the old taker stuff.
Okay,
is it Bobrisky that made that comment?
No, it wasn't him.
It wasn't him.
No, it was somebody else who wrote that. So because I was celebrating International Women's Day, I did a video. People did not understand. At times we're not very open-minded to art.
Yes.
So what I wrote in my caption was I was celebrating all the women that have beautiful, chaotic sons like me that might not be understood, but then they're giving room to express themselves. The women who have helped me, that have honored me, that have loved me for who I am. People now thought that I was competing to be a woman. You will not be a woman. Then some will say, on Women's Day, why do you want to take our day from us? Go and be a man. And I was like, somebody even insulted me and said, so on International Men's Day, are you going to also celebrate? Of course I will. However, somebody now wrote something about, taker, because a social person don't leave Nigeria now. You want to resurrect and show yourself. And that's when I said, legends don't resurrect. They simply never left the stage. And I had to school the person. I said, look, this person you're talking to is a media sensation with 3 decades of exposure, experience, and expertise. I have a job. I think I would even say this, that if the internet collapses today, it's people like me that will survive. Because we represent a generation that we survived before the advent of the internet. We got into it. We adjusted and adapted to it. And if the internet disappears today or social media apps disappear today, we can always go back to our drawing board. We know what to do because we've been there, done that, seen it all. And I would always say this consistently, and consistency is my currency. So then, of course, Twitter went ablaze. I was dragged left, right, center. Let me use the word trolled. I could care less. If you have time, go and read it. So what people don't know about me is that the good, the bad, and the ugly, I would always celebrate it. Because that's what makes life beautiful.
Yes.
So I started retweeting, but the ugly people were insulting. They said all kinds. All kinds.
The good ones.
But here's the thing. Yes, the good ones were there too as well. Somebody now said that I don't get why Denrele is being spoken to in this manner. And I get it. it's because I'm responding or whatnot, or the people just don't understand. And when Nigerians don't understand something, the next port of attack is transfer of aggression or defense mechanism. So you want to lash at it. Somebody even said that, oh, I'm not a good role model. Is this what I'm teaching kids? But I said, listen, kids in this present age are taught expression. They're taught individuality.
Yes.
The moment you as a parent understand your kids' character disposition, temperament, personality, that's when you find ways to know how you handle it. Because we're in a new era. Gone are the days of what our parents used to do to us. Once you misbehave, they will flog you and whatnot. Things are different now.
Yes.
Because people are exposed to the world of the internet. We have the digital world at our fingertips, you know. So I made sure that I didn't insult anyone because I don't need to.
Of course.
I actually I'm sarcastic. I get a bad mouth. But I decided not to waste it. So I was just schooling people. And I responded to a lot. And, you know, I saw people fight. And then, of course, they moved it to Instagram. Yes, that's another crazy one. And, you know, there would always be a comparison with... The thing is, I understand it. I would always be in the conversation. But I am not a pioneer for cross-dressing.
Yes.
I am pioneering a movement that represents individuality, that represents non-conformity, that also represents madness, which is why I said making a difference. And, you know, the world is slowly beginning to... Trust me, if I was in America...
Guys, you know the difference.
Siwa, before you go see me for a queen, Siwa, before you see me for your podcast, go write email, Talia. Just kidding. But you know what? It is what it is, you know. And I'm just glad that, you know, as much as people say you engage in the conversation, you say what you want to say. I always say now that I'm at the point in my life now that all those things, they ride off me and slide off me like baby oil on a stripper's pole.
Period. Guys, you know the difference. Please know the difference.
If they even don't want to know, there's no need. You don't know any difference. It's your problem. The Queen's Mike Awalawa and Bijari.
At the end of the day, Uncle G, this was a very, very...
you don't pursue me?
No, wait, hold on now.
Okay, well, don't pursue me.
This was a very, very interesting conversation.
Yes,
and
it was.
I was very... You know, when I contacted you and you told me, you were busy with shooting. My mind was just busy.
Yes. Actually, let me now say this now. Hey, Jesus, so that I don't enter trouble. But there's a Netflix series that I'm on, and it's the remake of a classic Nollywood film. Yes, I will tell you off camera. Because we've all signed NDA, but I can only say it's a Netflix series. It's a remake of an OG classic, like a classic Nollywood flick. And then we were supposed to shoot, that's why I told you, I said, there's a schedule I'm waiting for.
Yes.
But when I told her, I said, please, I have something I need to do. So now they moved my scheduling to the end of the month so that I could come. That's why I just quickly messaged her, just call Wale immediately and just continue the conversation. So this project will be revealed or unveiled before the end of the year.
Okay.
And it is for Netflix Global. Not Netflix Nigeria.
I can't.
Global.
As long as we can watch it now.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm just letting people know that it's not just for Nigeria.
Yes.
You know, the Netflix Nigeria is different from Netflix Global.
Yes.
Global domination is our portion. Amen?
Amen.
Babe.
Amen.
Let them know.
Hosting Grammys, hosting AMA, everything. That's where I see you. That's why I see
but
you.
the thing is that I've done all these things. I've hosted the Channel O Awards. I've worked on... When AMVCA started, I was one of the hosts. And this period, when the first AMVCAs happened, it was when my late friend Goldie died. So that was like a way of... That's the first appearance I ever made publicly. So people were judging me. However, I had a ball. I hosted the first 2 editions, you know. And then the first year, I did the live red carpet session. This was when Genevieve came, and I asked Genevieve, if your underwear could speak, what would it say to you? You know, she was like, why did you leave me behind? And that thing went viral because everybody now knew that, Genevieve, you know anything under that cloth?
Where did he go?
You know, but it was just one of those crazy moments.
Yeah.
I needed to be pumped. I was not myself because they put me in the hotel 3 days before the event. I was sitting in a corner like this. We just buried Goldie. You know, because the MVCA was in March and we just buried her in February. So I was just like this in the hotel. They'll come and check on me. Are you okay? Can you do this? But then the MD at the time, God, she's amazing. Biola Labi, thumbs up to you any day, anytime. She said, really, you're going to do this. She knew that it was going to give me strength. So everybody was always expressing their condolences, but then I was present. And that's why over the years, every time I visit the late Goldie's grave, people thought I was cloud chasing. They will insult, they will drag. I mean, I don't care. So the only times I didn't go was for the past 2 years because I was always at Nook. So this year I said, no, I will go a day before. Yeah, February, Valentine's Day now. So I went a day before, and how would I feel it? The feedback was amazing. OAPs were calling me, which song should we play? And media people were calling, oh my God, I need to play our videos. What do I do? So the whole idea was not lost. Her musical legacy lives on. God bless her soul. I know, say, Nami did there, and I was glad I was there. A lot of people don't know, I dressed her corpse up. When we're burying her, yes, her face was very angry.
Oh my God.
And the mortician was telling me, just be talking to her, tell her you're the one. Her face was squeezed like this, like, and I was dressing up, I was talking to her. First, the lights all blew out, boom. And then the mortician, these morticians, they've seen things.
Yes.
Talk to her, let her know, let her be talking. Before the face relaxed and the body relaxed, for us to wear the cloth, I put on all our ornaments and everything. I've never dressed a dead body before. I did it.
Oh my God.
I did it.
That must be so heartbreaking.
It was. And I'm grateful I'm very glad that I was there. When I'm in someone's life,
Yeah, you get to hold on to that.
And I'm not just in your life for just there for message. I don't do class. I don't do all that. All the people that I know them because I know them. Because even before the advent of the internet, I was very instrumental to their success story.
Yes.
I know the people that I know because I know them.
Yes.
I remember one time, that's when I knew that my popularity was crazy. One time I was hosting an event, Dangote saw me. I say, hey, this boy, I'm always seeing you. Who do you work for? What do you do? I said, I work for like a music channel. I said, they said, what's that? Where does he show? He said, well, I'm always saying, what?
Who are you?
He just said, you're just crazy. And he just walked past and laughed. And that was when I was like, damn, bruh. Even you don't watch TV, but you know who I am. I don't right.
A lot of people know you. What are you saying?
Everybody actually knows.
Young, old, middle.
Everybody.
Newborn. And
I think I'm one of the most photographed personalities in this country because everybody has a picture with me.
Give them.
Even millennials that year, before the advent, when BlackBerry was reigning, everybody had pictures of me on their black. You will know, somebody will say, I met Denrele, or I know somebody that knows Denrele, or Denrele is friends with somebody that's in our family. Denrele has come to our family house. Denrele came to our hood. Right. One story, go come out.
Was they inside? Oh, that's one personality I love about you.
Thank you, my darling.
You are just a very, very genuine person and a very lovely person. I can attest to that. Everybody can attest to that.
Tell them.
I love you 100%. And you were talking about, you have daughters in the industry. I hope they know that you have...
No, they know. They don't have a choice.
The younger.
They don't have a choice. They get ones where I'm out chapeau, but don't go ask me. So you brought another one now. Because anytime there's a new person in the fold, everybody will gather. Who is this one now? No. Who is
snatch him
What's
away?
This one's mission? So there's a very controversial figure that I'm very close friends with. And I think I was the only one who just saw that she was just a wonderful person in and out. But Jesus, they dragged me for that one. I really can't care or be bothered. I just know that when people need me, I'll be there. Definitely. I'm always there, actually.
Definitely.
Always.
That's your calling. That's your calling. And I love you for that.
I love you too, darling. Love you plenty.
Mike, appreciate you for coming. And that is a wrap on this episode
of
the
they pursue me, oh. Okay, it's no. Even the cool people said, don't do. I saw them shouting in their minds, hallelujah. Make this talk person, they go.
Wrap up now.
Oh, yeah, sorry, my baby. We'll wrap up together. Oh, yeah. We'll wrap up together.
And that is a wrap on this episode of The Queen's Mic, where every voice holds power and every story deserves its crowd. So hit that follow button. Subscribe on all social media platforms, YouTube at The Queen's Mic, Instagram at _The Queen's Mic, and TikTok at _The Queen's Mic. Until next time, stay poised, stay powerful, and remember, your mic, your story.
This is the Queen's Mic, where voices rise and stories shine.